this component selected, over in the details panel, I'm going to set the X location to be 40 and the Z location to be negative 55. And I just arrived at these numbers through a lot of trial and error. So 40 and negative 55 is where we're going to have our flag attach point. Okay, make sure you have compiled and saved this. Then we can close out of our third person character. Now let's go back to our platformer blueprints folder. And within here, we're going to right click in some empty space. We're going to create a new blueprint class. This is going to be an actor class blueprint. And we're going to name this asset BP underscore end of level flag. All right, then with that selected, you can double click on it or press the space bar to open it up. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add all my components, and then I'm going to go back and set the details for each. So let me go ahead and add the first one. This is going to be a trigger volume. Well, actually, it's going to be called trigger volume. What I actually want is a box collision component, and I'm going to call it trigger volume. I'm going to be using this to determine when to trigger the whole flag sequence. Now I'm going to add all of these components are going to be attached to my default scene route. So between each additional component, make sure that you've gone ahead and selected your default scene route, because all these components need to be in a straight line down and not attached to anything else. Next one I'm going to add here is going to be a static mesh component. This one is simply going to be called flag. And I'm going to select my default scene route component again, add. This one is going to be called flag pole. Whoops, I'm trying to add a flag pole. I need to add a static mesh component and then call it flag pole. Okay, select default scene route again, add. This is going to be a static mesh component. This one is going to be called flag base. Now, with one of these selected, again, just showing off different ways you can do things. Control D will duplicate that, so it's automatically going to attach it to my default scene route. This one's going to be flag top. A next component, I'm going to select my default scene route, click add. This one is going to be a billboard component. Billboard, it's going to have this kind of dragon head icon. I'm going to call this my flag end point. This is where I want the flag to end up when it's kind of gone down the flagpole. All right, select defaults. It's going to have this kind of dragon head icon. I'm going to call this my flag end point. This is where I want the flag to end up when it's kind of gone down the flagpole. All right, select default scene route once again. We're going to add. This is going to be another box collider, box collision. And I'm going to call this my fireworks area. This is essentially the area from which I'm going to be spawning some fireworks. If we end our level time within a given digit, like ending in a 7, like 87 seconds, we'll spawn 7 fireworks, that kind of thing. We're going to add 3 more components here. So default scene route, I'm going to add. They're all going to be arrow components. So I'm going to choose arrow. This first one I'm going to call player endpoint. This is where our player is going to end up. With this selected, I'm going to do config. And I'm going to call this my fireworks area. This is essentially the area from which I'm going to be spawning some fireworks. If we end our level time within a given digit, like ending in a 7, like 87 seconds, we'll spawn 7 fireworks, that kind of thing. We're going to add 3 more components here. So default scene route, I'm going to add. They're all going to be arrow components. So I'm going to choose arrow. This first one I'm going to call player endpoint. This is where our player is going to end up. With this selected, I'm going to do Control D. And this one is going to be called player explode point. Whoops, accidentally Control Z that. Hit F2 on that. This is going to be my player explode point. Because after they jump off the flagpole, we're going to have them kind of jump off to the middle of the fireworks area and explode just because it's fun. With this selected, I'm going to do Control D again to duplicate that. And this one is going to be called my player start point. So I've got a player start point, a player end point, a player explode point. Doesn't really matter how these are ordered. It doesn't matter at all. So if your ordering is a little bit different than mine, it doesn't matter. All that matters is that all of these are in line and that they are attached to the default scene root. Now if you have something accidentally set like this, let me just go ahead and drag and drop this little indentation here. This is currently attached to that. To undo that, you can simply drag and drop it back on top of it, and that'll unattach it to what it was previously attached to. Setting up the details for each of these components in our list of components. I'm going to start off with the flag here. I'm not going to go in order, but I will touch upon all of these in due time. With our flag component selected, over in the back on top of it, and that'll unattach it to what it was previously attached to. Setting up the details for each of these components in our list of components. I'm going to start off with the flag here. I'm not going to Go in order, but I will touch upon all of these in due time. With our flag component selected, over in the details panel, our static mesh is going to be a plane, and
Salto pelado.
Lucidchart makes intelligent diagramming easy and helps your best ideas become real. On Instagram, follow me on Twitch, and join my Discord server. With that said, this giveaway will be active for 1 week, and in the next Sunday, through the first link in the description. As you can see, you have a chance to win a beautiful stylized tropical environment for Unreal Engine 5. It looks amazing. In order to participate, you have the following options. The more you do, the more chances you have of winning. Now, a quick disclaimer is that on the ones that say visit, you actually have to follow. Otherwise, it will not count. Even though an... What's up, guys? Welcome to the 10K... What's up, guys? Welcome to new UE5 tutorial. Today I will be covering on what my upcoming Unreal Engine 5 RPG tutorial series will consist of. As you have voted, we are making this RPG series, and it will be oriented towards an Assassin's Creed Origins style. Now, of course, that's the style towards it, but you can customize everything to your likes as we go. So the series will cover a lot of different systems, such as an advanced locomotion, inventory system, AI, open world map, missions, and much more. I will try to keep each episode to around 12 minutes, like my videos usually are. But there might be some cases where, we're making a more complex system, so it will take a bit longer, like for example the inventory or AI. So, the length will depend on what we're making. So all the assets that we will use will be purely visuals and free. So all the What's up, guys? Welcome to new Unreal Engine 5 tutorial, and today we are continuing with the RPG series. Oh,